What is going on, everybody? Thank you for checking out another YouTube tutorial. I am Louie with Exhibit G Photo and Video, and today I'm going to show you how I do um, some batch editing and then some editing of the pictures themselves, all using Photoshop. So I'm going to go ahead and open up some images that I've already edited previously, and see if I can find the other one that I liked. These were all shot on Thanksgiving Day, downtown Houston, with a fitness competitor, and she wanted to do something that was more fashion and not so much like bodybuilding and stuff. So we went with that, and I thought they came out pretty good. It could do better, but overall, I like what we did. So, yeah, I'm just probably gonna just roll with what I've selected so far. I'm just gonna choose this last one here and this one here. So we're gonna hit open. Now these are gonna open all in Photoshop Camera Raw. Uh-oh, I clicked on some JPEGs like a dummy. Oh well. Okay. Well, that's not bad. Okay, cool. So this is awesome, actually. So I previously edited some other images from this same set and the same location. Little bit different lighting here, but this actually works out pretty good. So I'm going to select all these images, and because I previously edited the images a certain way and the lighting is very similar, I can simply go to where it says basic and click here and just hit previous conversion, and it's going to edit all of those images with those same settings. So it makes it easy for me because I don't have to go back and do anything. So this is the before, this is the after. This is how I want it to be. That looks good. Go to this one. This is the before, this is the after. And this is not exactly how I want it to be, so I'm going to work on this. Let me straighten this out a little bit. There we go. Okay. Let's put a little more light on this right here. There we go. 0.5. Okay. I like it. This one. I'm going to leave it alone. I like that. This is the after, and this is the before. I don't know. I kind of think the before is pretty legit. Huh. I'll stick with the before on this one. I ain't gonna touch that. Well, let me just do this. That 30. Do a little bit. 10. The shadows. They're black. The shadows. That. Soften it up a little bit. 10. Okay. So the before. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so that's done. I can just hit save images. And the cool thing about this is it's going to save it in the same location. What I can choose a different folder to put it in by clicking that. That's just how it's done. I don't want to do that. Saving as a JPEG, maximum right here, quality 12. If some of you are uploading stuff to Facebook and it's not working out, or to Instagram, it's not coming out very well, you might want to check your quality. I can resize this to fit if I want to. I don't want to do that. I always click sharpen for screen. And then the file name, if I want to, I can change the document, but I'm going to just keep it as the document name and just save it as a JPEG because it was a RAW. And I had already adjusted the names. So I'm going to hit save, and that's saving. So I'm going to hit done. Now I'm going to go back to photos, to my folder where all the photos are, and I'm going to find an image that I want to edit myself. So This is where my edits take a little more time because I want to do some editing of the skin and do some stuff with lighting and colors. And this is how I do it. So I'm going to edit this one. I'm just waiting for this one to come up. Okay. Whoa, slow down, partner. There we go. All right. We're going to go to open with Adobe Photoshop CC 2018. Now that we have this image here, and I have this smaller because I don't think when I do this screen recording that you can see these down here, but you definitely need to see these. So I'm going to fit this on the screen. The first thing I'm going to do is hit Command or Control J and then Command or Control I. And that's going to do the inverse or whatever. And then go to here and hit Vivid Light. And what I'm going to do here is find a way to edit this image to soften the skin, make it look a little bit smoother and a little nicer without going too far. Because I think that's the key, is to do it to where it's not like it's overdone. All right, so we hit filter, we want to go to other, click on high pass. All right, now when you do this, look at the face, okay? And this number is going to change for everybody, but look at the face. If I go up here, you see how that face is just, that's too much, right? It looks terrible. All right, 8.9 is not bad. But once you start to see on the image some orange start to pop up, like in the eyes and stuff, let me zoom in on this a little more. Let me see, how do I do this? Here, let me just hit cancel here. Let me just zoom in right here. Okay, filter, other, high pass. Okay, once you start to see how it's like orange is popping out right here and different colors are coming out, that's how you know that when you start to do the next step, it's going to not look very well. So I'm going to go to like, let me do 7. Let me do 7 and hit OK. And filter, and then go to blur, and then this Gaussian blur. Now this is, to me, it's like the frequency separation type deal that people do. I don't do it. I've tried doing it, but it just seemed like a lot of steps. So I found a video and I learned how to do it this way. But it taught it a little differently, and I've adapted it to my liking. So here, you know, if you go to these numbers right here, you're not really making the skin any smoother or softer. So I like to go, you know, about 4 or lower. Just depends on what you need, what works best for you. So I'm gonna go with 1 point. Okay, okay. All right, now the most important thing is you have to hit Alt and click on this add layer mask or option on a Mac. You click on this, now you put a black layer mask on there, and you get you a white brush, and you paint over that like this, and it starts to smooth that skin out. All right, and you're not doing anything to the image itself because you got a layer mask on there. So I hit Z, zoom in a little more so we can see what we're doing. And I'm just going to click on this to turn it off, and you can see right there the difference that made. And the texture of the skin is still there. Not saying that this is better than frequency separation. I feel this is easier. It works for me. You know, people seem to like my pictures, and they don't say, hey man, that sucks. So I'm going to keep on doing this. It's just easy for me to do. Doesn't take very long. So just do that right there. And then I like to go a little smaller and then go in this area under the eyebrow. And what I do is I don't go over the eyes. I don't go over the eyebrows. I don't go over the nose. Like I'll go over this area right here. I don't call that the nose. But this area right here, I don't touch. I'm not touching this. So I'm here, I'm all everywhere around it. Okay. And I've noticed that when I go over shadows, it kind of gives it a different color. So I just go back on black and then just remove what I did and just kind of stick to the areas where there's no shadows. And just paint over that like this. Okay, go over the lip. I don't go over the lips either. I go around them. We don't want them to look like it's done up too much. Okay, now that we've done that, go up here. Let me turn this off. You see the difference? And it's not too much. It's not too much. But if you feel it's too much, then you come here to the opacity and just drop it down. Drop it down, right? 50 is a good number. 50% is a good number, right? Turn this off. Look back at it. It's improved. You can see it by her eyes. The skin looks smoother. It looks more even. You don't see different spots. It just looks a little smoother. I think we could probably get away with 75%. Let's turn that off, turn it back on. I think that works pretty well. It's not perfect. I'm not saying that it is. Let me zoom out a little, but I think it looks really well. You know, we're doing this. This looks pretty good to me. Actually, I could probably go down to 60. Okay, 60 is good. Now we've got that down on the face. I'm going to click on, see, this is already selected, so I'm going to hit Command or Control, and I'm just going to click on this layer, and then I'm going to hit Control J again. All right. Now, what this does here is it makes a duplicate copy of these layers. I'm going to turn these off, and then I'm going to work with these. Because what I do here to the face, I want to do to the rest of the body, the skin that's showing. I'll make this brush bigger, and this one I do, you know, pretty quickly. I don't really, you know, spend too much time on this area. Well, that's black. I have to make sure I'm using a white brush. So, but this kind of gives it, you know, more of the same look of the face. Because, you know, like when somebody has a tan, you want to make sure the tan is the same on the body and the face, because it looks weird if you don't. So she's got the tummy here, got these abs going. So we're gonna clean this up. Okay, soften it. Oh, okay. See, I'm not doing anything. So let me hit Command Z. Now I'm glad I messed this up, because you see how this layer is selected and you see that white right there? That means I'm doing it to the bottom layer and not the actual layer mask. So I just wasted time doing that. So let me hit Command Z. Again. Okay. I think that's fixed. And I'm going to click on here. And now I'm going to paint. There we go. Now you can see the smoothness coming. Now you can see all that. That's good. Okay. A little bit right here. Boom. Right there. Let me go lower here. Softening this up. Okay. And now when I'm doing it on the abs like this, it softens it up. I don't necessarily like doing it that, because, you know, I think it takes away from the shred. But I don't think it's too bad here. Okay. And then we're going to do some here on the leg. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Right. Now, put this on the screen. Let's turn this off. It's not very visible from a distance. I think that looks good. I don't want it to be that visible. I don't want it to be where it's like, oh my God, this was edited. So now that we've done that, I'm going to Control and click on this one. Do a duplicate again, because what I'm doing here is merging these together. If somehow this gets screwed up, I can always go back to these two and work on what I was doing. But I think that's very important, so that if I do mess up, I don't have to start completely over. All right. So now I go here and I hit on this right here where it says Color Lookup. Click on that. Now this is where the cool stuff happens. Here you have these different filters, and these filters give your image a look. Some suck, some look really good. So this affects the colors, right? Some of these look good, some of these look bad. I like fall colors. I think it works for me. I select that. I can change the opacity if I want to, but for my style and how I do it, I ain't changing it. All right, so now again, I click on this, duplicate both, merge them together. Why? Because I can go back and fix what I messed up if I need to. It's just precautionary. It just takes a second. Then I come back here and I go to color lookup again. And for this, I like to use horror blue. And then it gives me that look right there. And I think that looks really good, but only if you lower the opacity. So it kind of gives it a warm and cool look at the same time. That's too much to me. Usually I go about 50%, but I think I might have to go a little higher. Let's see, let's go 65. Let's turn this off. I think 65 works for this. So again, Command and click on the layer, Command J, turn theirs off, merge these together. That's how I got that image right there. Now, if I want to, I can do more stuff. I can go back and I could do like a selective color, and then I can take all the colors, you know, and adjust them. So the yellows, I can do this, do that. I can do all this, so I can make this picture look very different just by adjusting the yellows in the image. I don't like that. I'm just going to delete this. I just did that to show you. Let me maximize this. So keep in mind, you're going to go down to this bottom part. If you can't see it, this area is called the Create New Fill or Adjustment Layer. So I click here, go to Color Lookup. I can throw another color on top of this and just see how that looks as I'm working with it. And if I see something that I like, I can just lower the opacity and just see how these look. And Crisp Winter looks pretty cool. I kind of like how that looks. Let me keep on seeing what's going on. Moonlight. There's some that I like already that I know work pretty well, but you're more than welcome to go and choose whatever you like. Don't copy me unless you want to do that. Find your own way though. You know what? This Fuji one I like because it kind of gives it a vintage feel. I think that looks pretty vintage. That looks pretty cool right there. Let me drop the opacity on this and see what this looks like. Go to 25%. Go to 45. And one thing that I do when I'm changing the opacity, I like to keep my eyes here and then turn it off so I can see a before and then see an after. I just don't want my eyes to get confused. But I like how this looks right here. So I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna hit Command click, Command J, turn this off. Now I can merge these together and I have an image that I like. And I think I can work with this and keep it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let me zoom in here. One thing you can do is you can do this stamp tool, and if you want to get rid of some of these little I don't even know what you call them. They're not moles. I don't know what they're called. But if you want to get rid of them, use a stamp tool and hover it over an area that you want to replace this spot with. So for instance, this area here is about the same color. So I'll hit Option or Alt, click there, and I'll just go over this and it's gone. Same thing here. I'll go to Option, click on the area that I want to replace this with and click there, and then it's gone. Same here. Option, click on that. Goes over. Now that looks spotty. So I'll just hit undo and maybe come from the lower part. Go over that. I think that looks better. Now that's something that you can do if you want to clean that up. You don't have to if you don't want to. All up to you. So that's how I've got that there. And that's how I think. Well, let me just do the S is a shortcut for that area. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to just do a little cover up of this spot right here, just to get that out of the way. And that is it. So thank you very much for watching. Um, oh, let me just tell you, I'll save this as a Photoshop document, a PSD, just so if I want to go back and fix it, I can do that. I'm happy with this edit. Could it be better? Yeah, it could possibly be better. But I'm happy with it. This is something that I feel comfortable sharing on social media, and something I can send to the model. And I think she would like this image. And if she has any feedback and doesn't like it, I can most definitely adjust some stuff. And yeah, that's what we've got here. So now that that's saved as a Photoshop, if I need to adjust anything, I can go back. And that's why I save these layers like this, because I can always go back. Instead of merging stuff or whatever, I can go back and adjust whatever I need to do. So now I can save this as a JPEG, and it's gonna probably say, do you want to replace? And I say yes, because the original JPEG is already saved in here anyway. So just hit replace. Remember, maximum quality. I always do baseline. I don't know what this all means. So yeah. Okay. Put that there. That is saved, and we are done. Folks, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. Hopefully this video is useful. I'm going to post this in my TFP Houston Photographers and Models Facebook page. If you're in the Houston area, go ahead and join it. It's a pretty cool thing to join in Facebook. It's a great place for people to find photographers and models, makeup artists, videographers. For anybody who wants to get into this type of photography, this is the Facebook page. You can see this image on the cover, and this is just a great place, where people post and ask for advice. They share their work. It's really a cool group to be in. So if you're not in it, get in it. Anyways, that is it, folks. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace.